Hello, my fishware student. I am so happy to see you. Today, we are going to learn about shapes, lines, colors, abstract art, and a famous artist named Kandinsky. To learn about this artist, we are going to read a book together because it's kind of fun to read a book to learn about art. So let's do this. I'm going to read The Noisy Paint Box. Now this book right here was written by Barb Rosenstock and it was illustrated by Mary Romprey. So let's find out about Kandinsky and why shape, lines, colors are very important to him. Okay? Kandinsky spent his days learning to be a proper Russian boy. He studied book full of math, science, and history. You think he looks happy? Not sure. He practiced piano scales to the marching click of the metronome. And he sat stiff and straight and all dressed up at dinners while the grown-ups talk, and talk. Oh my goodness, he looks bored. Kandinsky's well-off world was perfectly polite until the day his auntie gave him a small wooden paint box. Every proper Russian boy should learn to appreciate art, says his auntie. And she showed Kandinsky how to correctly mix the colors on the paint box palette. And as Kandinsky mixed the red with the yellow and the red with some blue, he started hearing the colors make a sound. He heard a whisper and a hiss, and louder and louder. What is that sound? Says Kandinsky. I don't hear a thing, says his auntie. Kandinsky listened to his paintbrush, stirred and swish, and the swirling colors thrilled like the orchestra, tuning up for a magical symphony. See how the color seems to come out of his paint box? Mama, Papa, says Kandinsky, what a noisy paint box. Ah, silly Kandinsky, says Papa. Stop being foolish, said Mama. But Kandinsky kept on painting, and he painted beautiful bright lemon circles on his canvas. And he also did the highest note on the keyboard, and he brushed a beautiful navy rectangle and it vibrated deeply just like the lowest cello strings. And Kandinsky painted and painted until the colors went. Look what I made, shouted Kandinsky. Is it a house, says his auntie. Is it a flower, asked his mom. What is this supposed to be, asked his dad. It is music, says Kandinsky, as he waltzed around and danced with his painting around the house. Calm down, says his mama. Do some math, said his papa. Heaven's sakes, said his auntie. This boy needs a proper art class. And look at him, how happy he is with his painting. So Kandinsky went to art class and he learned to draw houses and flowers just like everyone else. As the years passed, Kandinsky finished school and he studied to be a lawyer. Very different than art. He ignored his noisy paint box and he lived the way people expected him to. But Kandinsky could not ignore the sound of the colors around him in the streets of Moscow. That's Kandinsky as a lawyer. And this is Kandinsky as he's walking around the streets of Moscow. You see how the colors are singing to him? One evening, in a suitably starched and perfectly steamed suit, Kandinsky attended the opera. And the orchestra started playing their music and crashed around him. The colors of the noisy paintbox twirled wildly in his mind. They stumped some lines and shapes, and it went around in thundering arches of aqua and ebony, and it shrilled to the point of cobalt and saffron. Wow, look how the orchestra is creating all these lines and colors. That is what Kandinsky would see each time he heard music. Kandinsky was never quite proper again. He quit his job teaching law and he moved from Moscow to Munich to be a painter. He studied with famous teachers, and this one and that one. Is it a house? Is it a flower? What is it supposed to be? His teachers asked. Kandinsky wanted to paint colors he heard, but maybe his famous teachers were right after all. So once again, Kandinsky put houses and flowers, animals and people into his paintings, just like everyone else expected him to. And his teachers were very happy, but not Kandinsky. His artist friends understood. They too were tired of painting pretty landscapes and pretty ladies. They thought that art needed to change. Art should make you feel, says Kandinsky. He told them, like music. Exactly, said his friends, but none of them knew how to paint their feelings. Until the day Kandinsky grew brave enough and invited the world to see his paintings roaring from his noisy little paint box. Look at this. It looks like everything's flying from his canvas. You see that? Just like if it was dancing. Hiss, splash, rattle, whistle, murmur, ziff, zip, flang, squeak. This is all the kind of music he would hear, or noise he would hear. You see that? Kandinsky snapped all the colors. He was so happy to use all of these. He actually named his paintings after music that he liked. For example, he called some improvisation, composition, accompaniment, fugue, movement, and simply 3 sounds. With his noisy paint box, Kandinsky created something entirely new, abstract art. Does he look happy now? Seems like it. It took a long time for people to understand. Is it a house? Is it a flower? What is it supposed to be? It is my art, Kandinsky answered. How does it make you feel? And that's the end of this book. Now your assignment for the week is very easy. I want you to listen to music and see, like Kandinsky did, what colors do you think this music is looking like? Is it going to be bashing around? Is it going to be moving on your paper? Are you going to paint? Or are you going to draw? Obviously, you need some colors, okay? So that is your assignment. Listen to music and create a piece of art that is abstract. Use lines, colors, shape. You could do patterns if you'd like. It is up to you because you are the artist. I want you to have fun this week, and I can't wait to see your artwork. Have a great week.